Hello, what's up? It's Felicity, and you're watching Hawaii Behind the Records episode number 29. So this week we're gonna continue with some sampling. It's gonna be the second part of the sampling on the analog rhythm mkII. And yeah, like the process is gonna quite similar to last week, but we're gonna sample some different devices. This time we're gonna sample the devices that I'm also gonna use or intend to use for the Unfinished Beats Volume 3. So this is the Arturia minifreak, yeah, like a mini keyboard that is like a nice synthesizer. From there I can get some voices, just like, yeah, to have like synth sounds. Then I have the elektron syntakt. This is like another elektron device I have for quite a little bit longer time. And here, like one specific thing I want to get is like a good kick drum. And a good kick drum usually consists like of a kick, like a body, a transient, and also a rumble. So like, yeah, I have those three components. I've built it once after I talked a little bit with Adrian about it. So I have like similar versions of like the same kick, and I'm just gonna record it in. They're not perfect and finished yet, but I'm just gonna record them in so I have some little nice kicks with a transient and a rumble all in one sample and not have to use like three different voices on the device. And at last we have the moog labyrinth. That's just like, yeah, also like a synthesizer. It just can generate like nice sounds that I can use for percussions or stuff like that. And here we also just gonna record some samples in to work with them. Yeah, I think those are the most important things. Maybe just a little bit something about how I record the things. So for my setup also, if I would do like a live performance or thought of doing a live performance with these three devices, I have those basically synced up via MIDI. So the syntakt is like the main thing that can like yeah, control everything, also with like the time control. And then like I have all the audio outputs here to the Pioneer mixer. It's the DJM 750 mkII. So yes, I can just like have the different faders, and here I have like the booth audio that goes into the audio recording. So I can just like change here the fader and then record a different thing in without always having to like yeah, replug stuff. All right, so I think we can start here with the kick drum, which is on the elektron syntakt. And then I muted basically everything instead of like those four things. And if you listen to them separately, this is like just the body of the kick. This is like the rumble. Yeah, it's not perfect yet, but like, yeah, just something to work with. And here like just a little bit transient to hit also like the highs. And together it sounds like that. And then here I have like different versions of that. I just like copy pasted it and played a little bit around with the, yeah, different sound settings or presets. Yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is just record like one note each in. Alright, so apparently the battery of the receiver of this microphone ran out like 4 or 5 minutes into like recording this first session of sampling those devices. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I don't think I'm just gonna record everything like the sampling, because it's similar to like last week, the whole process, like just like, yeah, getting some sounds in, sampling it, cutting it up, and then yeah, using it on creating some kits. So I think I'm just gonna do a quick montage of like the first video, how I recorded in the audio, because the audio of like all the devices is still fine. So I'm gonna show you that, and then I'll be right back. So this was just a quick little montage of like how I created some of the sounds that I recorded that you're gonna hear like later in this video. And I've decided for like the re-recording of this part or like this episode, I'm just gonna use some kits that I've created, like one I've created in the first video, then I just created 2 more kits with the samples that I did. I also added in some more samples after the sampling sesh because like during the recording I realized that okay, maybe I need to focus a little bit more on the devices and creating some nice sounds instead of like getting the video done quickly so I don't have to edit so much. But yeah, this is just how it is. And yeah, I think it's also going to be fun to see like the kits in action a little bit more, and while using them I maybe can explain a little bit what I did or what I thought of when I use this sample. Alright, so for the first pattern that we're going to create today, we're going to use the kits that I created in the first recording where the audio was a little bit fucked, but yeah, here we have a kick, a snare. This snare is like the basic snare, it's not a sample. I didn't assign a sample for everything because we created a nice bass kit in like the first episode and we're gonna use some sounds from there just as an addition. And then here are the other sounds. So I think I'm just gonna start quite basic with a 4 on the floor. It already gives a kind of an energy. Then like the classic snare in between. And here we have a rather long sound, and this can be choked with this clap. So I think I'm gonna start with that, and then. And here I have a LFO on the start of the sample, so it always starts a little bit on a different part. And the sample is just like a longer recording from the Moog Labyrinth. And if I change around the sample start, it just always sounds a little bit different. And I think this clap I want it a little bit later. Yeah, that sounds chill. So now I'm just like changing this one step because I don't want to change like the whole sample or like the filters for the whole kit. I just want to change it for this specific pattern, so I can just like keep it pressed here and then it's chill. And it's just for this one. And then also if I'm gonna like copy the pattern or gonna like duplicate it or like make it longer, it all stays like this and I can just adjust it a bit. And what I think I'm also gonna adjust is like just the bass notes that it plays. To be honest, I don't really know if I like it. Like also this first kit was a little bit like mid, like I already mentioned. Like if I record also like doing the whole stuff, it's like always a little bit more difficult, or you get just like to the lowest level of skill of doing stuff. And I don't know. I'm just gonna try to do another pattern that maybe sounds a little bit nicer, and then we're just gonna switch the kit. I think it's gonna be a good switch up because like the other kits are also nice. I mean, this is a little bit more like chill, mellow, but I actually kind of like this more. So this is just like to get a basic groove. Now what I can add again is like some more variation, because now I just copied like the 1 bar loop and I didn't like change anything. So let's just like add some switch ups a little bit. Then here again, like just a fill, if I want to do it. Here also like a kick fill. Now we don't really have heads. I don't know if I want to add them in. I think I'm just gonna like add a little bit in to have some variation. Give it like a little bit more groove. And then also something I just thought of more recently. Like again, I'm gonna add in like I'm not gonna add in the fill here. I'm gonna add the fill in here. But what I'm also gonna do is like just add some random heads a little bit in between that are like conditional, like every second, here maybe every fourth, and maybe those every 8. Let's change velocity. Also a little bit micro timing. Again, forgot to do that before. That's okay. It's just like tiny little, yeah, variations, but it still shows, I think. Yeah, I think this is nice. So let's fill and again go to the next one. And for here, we're just gonna load the different kits, and this is like another kit I've created, also with the samples, and I think here it's all samples, so no basic kits or devices. So let's again do a basic 4 on the floor, just get it started. And here this has a little bit of a rumble, so I'm gonna shorten the amp a little bit. And again, I do it for every step, so I don't have to do it on the overall kit, so like the previous things that I created stay the same. And that's also a way to use like the same kit but still have some, yeah, variation. And I think I'm also just gonna shorten the amp here. Maybe a little bit more distortion. And if I press the step function and copy, like the record button, I can just like, yeah, paste it in. So all have like the same amp setting. But actually I don't know if I like this. I don't like it. And let's try it with this one. I also changed a little bit the filter and the resonance. I made it a little bit higher, so yeah, just the higher frequencies come through, and then it sounds more like a hi-hat, or that's the idea at least. So let's copy that through. Here I also have an LFO on like the sample start, that's why every sounds a little bit different. But to be honest, I don't know if I like it. Maybe I just have to have a little bit less. That's better. And I think now I can also make the amp a little bit longer. That's not so bad. So I already used this sample in other kits. Over here another pattern, but I'm still gonna add it because it's like chill. And I'm also gonna add an LFO for the tuning of the sample. I don't know, for me it just feels like I'm creating a pattern I've already created. I should be more creative sometimes. So I just play around a little bit with the tuning, so it sounds different. I mean, what I could also do is just like change the part of the sample, so it sounds a bit different. So why not do that? And I think I need to like double the length here and add this here. Make it a little bit longer. Then just add in like the basic fills and stuff. I don't know, maybe it's basic, maybe it's also just like cohesive, just to like have like, yeah, have it similar overall to like a signature feel or a vibe. But I don't know how I feel about this pattern. Yeah, I think I just want to create a new one with this kit. Maybe gonna like remove the volume of the sample and just like pull up the sound of the source kit. Then I have the classic hi-hat that also gives a little bit of variation. Let's copy that. So here I have the bass and the vocal on the same thing, but they choke each other, which is a bit dumb. So I just do it a little bit before. So on the end of the bar, and then the vocal's gonna be choked when the bass hits. But I want the bass to hit on the one, yeah. So unfortunately I added in the fill in the wrong part. Sad. So I do this for all now. Oh no. Why am I doing this? So I skipped one part in the pattern. So let's try this again. I don't know why I'm not getting this right. I don't know. This feels okay. This feels better. Sometimes it just sounds like noise, and then you can ask yourself, when is it noise and when is it like still techno? That's something I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, like sometimes I just like to play around with stuff, so I'm also like able to learn new stuff. Like if you don't try new things or interact in different ways, you won't figure out new stuff. So that's what I'm trying. Yeah, this was another kit. Like, I don't know, maybe sometimes I just feel like the kits don't hit like they used to. But this could also be because I just like leveled up a little bit and saw how bad it was before. But yeah, this is just how it is. I think I'm just gonna keep on continuing like sampling in stuff and creating new kits. And I also think that a lot of stuff that I'm recording right now, I'm just gonna like discard and not use for the live kit, or for the live set, better said. Because like, I still need to learn everything. Like I'm new to this device, and I feel like I'm learning a lot, and also like always thinking about how can I like structure this then in a set. And it's just nice to have all the samples, and I think at some point I have to like just select the best samples and create some nice kits that I can actually use then, and also like just sample in some more stuff. But for now it's just like nice to have a learning arc, and I think I'm just gonna use this kit, like the third one that I created with those sounds, and then we're gonna call it episode. Nice. So this wraps up this week's HWY Behind the Records, the second part of the sampling with the analog rhythm. We sampled some new sounds from the 3 devices here, then created some kits and then also some patterns with those kits, just to show like how you can use some samples to create some unique patterns and also play around with it a little bit. And then next week we're gonna go into the third part of the sampling. We're gonna sample some more synths and basses. For that we're gonna use Serum 2. I think I still need to do some research and watch some YouTube videos on how to create like some really nice sounds in Serum. But I'm excited for that, and until then, stay healthy, enjoy the sun, and see you next week. Bye.